how do we replace Bookie? Is he irreplaceable? I don't think there's another Bookie coming up the ranks. I don't know.
Well,
What do we
there's some
do?
great DJs out there. There's some great DJs. Lana Gay is a great DJ, and Rita Doris is a great DJ, and
Well,
there's
but
tons
except
of
she's
good.
in Pittsburgh now.
She's in Philly now.
Philly, yeah.
But
Okay.
Talia Schlanger's a great DJ.
Right.
I mean, I'm amazed actually by the number of how many there continue to be like really good DJs. I just think that radio has taken less importance in people's lives and it's less of a power. So maybe we're less aware of the good work people are doing. But I don't know, man. I think that that's the thing about Bookie is, yeah, he was exceptional, but he was also kind of like the standard of what everybody should be. And I know that Lana and Raina and Talia and lots of people learned from Dave and were mentored by Dave. And so I think we actually have a pretty good field of DJs around. It's just that we don't have a monoculture.
Right.
We have we don't have a culture.
It's fragmented.
We just have an algorithm. There is no more culture. Culture is just grounds to scream at each other now. Culture used to mean things that brought us together. Now it means things we yell at each other about on Twitter. So, the internet has killed culture. The internet has killed politics. The internet has killed love and sex. The internet has killed the music industry. The internet has killed radio. The internet has killed conversation. The internet has killed us. And if we're smart, we'll turn it off.
But you can also leverage that for good, right? Like you can't turn it off.
I guess so. I mean,
literally, we're right now chatting on Zoom here for a podcast.
Yeah, that's great. But at the very least, they got to turn the algorithm off because the algorithm is antithetical to everything human.
Right.
Life is not about constantly having your beliefs affirmed and constantly having your tastes reinforced and constantly living in a fucking bubble where everyone tells you you're right all the time and you can gang up on other people and yell at them. That is not life. That's grade 2. That's grade 7. Like when you grow up, part of being a grown-up is being exposed to things that you may not immediately like, but that you might find eventually are something that you do like or that you care about or that opens your mind or changes your mind. The algorithm is designed to just isolate people and then sell them garbage. Once we figure out exactly what they want, just sell them more of that shit over and over and over and over again until they think there's nothing else. It was invented by sociopaths and it's run by sociopaths. And like what the world needs to do is imprison people like Mark Zuckerberg, not fucking buy their stuff. Like if you show signs of being like Elon Musk, you should go to an island where you learn to love and leave us alone.
So if I'm following along here in Southwest Toronto here, so yes, so internet actually, because I think there's a lot of positive attributes to the internet.
The internet's one thing.
The
algorithm
right.
is an invention that destroyed the internet. And if you think about the early days of the internet, it was a place that was quite idealistic and where you could go and discover stuff and be exposed to different things. It is once the algorithm arrived, it became profitable. Once things become profitable, their main motivation to exist is to create more profit. Well, that's not where art lives. That's not where you're going to find a healthy cultural milieu. You're going to find a healthy culture in a place where people pay each other fairly for the work they do and where they are exposed to things that don't represent just a complete list of all their favorite fetishes. And the only person the algorithm benefits is ad companies. Facebook is an ad company, Twitter's an ad company, Instagram's an ad company. If you're posting there, you're just working for free for an ad company. I do it all the time because they've built addiction into it, right? They studied heroin addiction, they studied how, porn addiction, they studied how people get addicted to gambling, and then they baked that into the algorithm. Now, if that's not a crime against humanity, I don't know what is. And we should reject those people, not embrace them.
Okay, so if the game is rigged and the only way you can't lose is if you don't play, that's the trick thing, isn't it? It's like, how can the revolution happen if the only conversation is happening through the algorithm? Right.
It's like Gil Scott-Heron said, the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Pepsi Cola. It will happen inside you. and it will be a soft revolution. It will be one that doesn't go anywhere. That's why I think ultimately, I was talking to Shad about this recently. He was like, we need spiritual revolution. The politics, it's sad for me to say this, but over the last 2 years, I've lost all faith that the political process can change anything in the world. And until we all try to elicit a sense of togetherness within our own self and express that locally to our neighbors, to the people we see every day, to the people we run into in the world, I don't think anything's going to change. And it's hard work. Like, that's a lot. That's asking a lot. So it might not change. We might be screwed. But the only hope we have is actual love, not algorithmic love.